Right. Okay. Hello, everybody. Hi. If it's your first time this week, or this is N.E.S.T Outreach Thursday, whatever the date is today. I'm Tom. Like always, if you're watching this on the video, just going to wait to see if a couple more people come and join on the stream. So if you just want to skip forward like 5 minutes, then that'd be when I get started with the proper lesson itself. But if you're watching on the stream, just wait for a couple more viewers to join us. I hope everyone's doing all right this week. Got a nice, cup of tea or something. Got different background this week. Hope it's not too jarring. Picture of good old Freddie Mercury in the background. Definitely a good Queen. Great band to check out if you like music. Hello, if you just joined us. Today we're going to be doing some vocabulary to do with supermarkets, going to the shops, and then I'm going to be giving you some help at the end. I know in a lot of English sort of exams, one of the things you've got to do is try and describe a photo, describe a picture. So I'm going to be helping to do with that. I'm hoping to be tying it in all with this theme of supermarkets. I think hopefully, in the past I've done some more sort of vague stuff, but hopefully this week, as ever, going to be going, hopefully, learn at least, one new word or a new skill or something. So hopefully this week then you'll all be able to learn something no matter what your level of English is. Oh dear, I've not just ended this. No, I think it should be fine. Oh no, still looks alright to me. I just exited off the thing accidentally. So yeah, like I say, I hope you're all well. And like I say, if you're watching the stream, do feel free to say hello in the chat. It'd make the lesson a bit more interesting if you want to put something in the chat. I'll keep an eye on it as we go on. So that'd be great if you want to say hello. But if not, obviously that's fine too. But yeah, like I say, hope you're all well. What time are we at now? Give it a couple more minutes just so that people watching the stream give it a chance for a couple more people to join in. So like I say, today we're going to be learning some words to do with supermarkets and the shops and stuff like that. So I'm going to just have a think of any words you can think of to do with supermarkets. Last time you maybe went to the supermarket, what kind of things you can buy there, what sort of sections, then it might just get you in the mode of thinking about it. Not thought to think of a little activity to get us going today as ever. Oh, hello Latif. Latif, correct me if I'm... Hi. Oh, brilliant. Oh, people in the chat, that's so exciting. That's the first time I've had that in a few weeks. Oh my god, that's so exciting. Hello Latif and Wasim. Hope, correct me if I'm not pronouncing those properly. Like I say, today we're going to be doing some vocab to do with supermarkets and the shops. And hello, put it in the chat as well. Yeah, like I say, going to be doing some more supermarkets and the shops. So hopefully you'll all learn something new today. Got loads of vocabulary to give you, so hopefully you learn a couple of new words. And like I say, at the end of the lesson, towards the end of the lesson, we're going to be going through some things that you can use to do with like describing photos and stuff. Just give it one more minute just to give anyone that might be tagging along a chance to join us. Just have a sip of tea. Just so I'm feeling ready to go. Oh my god, the fact that people in the chat, very exciting. Hopefully we can get a bit of engagement today with you guys. That is really exciting. So maybe we'll be able to get a bit of a conversation going. That'd be really exciting as ever as well. If you are watching in the video and you've skipped forward 5 minutes, then do feel free to put stuff in the comments if you thought the lesson was good or bad. If you've got anything you'd want me to do in the future, I'm all ears. I'm ready to listen. So any tips would be very much appreciated. I'm doing this for you guys, obviously. So anything you want, then I'll do my best to deliver. So it's about 10 past now, so it's a little bit late. Right, get started with the lesson itself. So like I say, today we are going to be doing some work, to get out of the way, to do with supermarkets. I'll go to the start of my presentation. Sorry guys. Right, now, all sorts of words to do with supermarkets. So I've got some pictures to go through, and I'll maybe try to do it for you guys in the chat. So if you want to, I'll put up the picture. Oh, that actually might be a bit too vague. I'll give you a few clues. If there's more obvious ones, then I'll maybe give it a chance for you guys to guess what the words might be. But if not, then I'll just go through them. Okay, so I'll put the first picture up. Hopefully that's worked. Am I in the shot? That's right. Brilliant. So this first picture, I'll give you it as an example. So what we're talking about with this one is the sort of the thing right down the middle is what this is, an aisle. So an aisle in a supermarket is sort of between the two rows of shelves. The aisle is the thing you walk down. So, you know, if you're asking for something in a supermarket, you might go up to someone who works in the supermarket and you say, you know, where is the cereal, where's the meat or anything, you know, and then they'll probably say, oh, that's in aisle 3 or whatever. And then you could look up, normally in a supermarket they've got a sign above your head with the number of the aisle and some of the main things that are going to be down there. So like I say, if you go to a supermarket and say, where's the cereal, they say it's in aisle 3, then you could just look up above you, look up at the aisles, count along, think 1, 2, 3, perfect, cereal, and then you go down there and you find the cereal that you need. Okay, going on to the next picture. Now, hopefully, I'll wait, give it a 30 seconds to see if you guys in the chat might be able to know what this is called. Okay, very common in a supermarket. Use it to put your shopping in, carry stuff about, whatever. Yeah, like I say, if you can think what this is, Latif or Wasim. Again, I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing those completely wrong. Then do put in the chat and we'll see if you're right or not. If you don't want to, then obviously that's fine as well. But just if you feel like you want to, then you're more than welcome to. I'll just give you a few seconds. I know there's always a bit of delay in the comments section. Give it just no. Okay, so that is a basket or a shopping basket. These are kind of in very loosely alphabetical order. So a basket, perfect, absolutely right. A basket, shopping basket. Well done, Wasim. That's absolutely perfect. That is indeed a basket. Okay, so I'll go on to the next picture. Now this is something that's not in every shop. Did I actually put? Sorry, I'm just going to check if I've done. Yeah, I have. So this isn't something that's in every shop. This is often just something on its own. But some sort of the bigger supermarkets may often have these. I don't know if you can quite tell what it is from the picture, but there's like a coffee shop, you might be able to get food. And there's a specific word for that. I'll give you a clue. I'll just give you, it's a cafe. Again, not all supermarkets have them, so that's a bit tricky if we're thinking about supermarkets. So I'll give you that one. But cafe, a lot of supermarkets have a cafe. Okie doke. Then this one, hopefully you should be able to get this one. I'll try and let you guess this one. I'll give you another 30 seconds to try and guess this one. This is where, well, I'll just let you guess. The sip of tea. Stop talking so much and give you a second to guess. It's a shame that you can't do the comments more, in real time, but it's fine having a bit of a delay because I guess it gives people in the video to have a think about what it might be. Again, something begins with the first word of it. Oh my god, you're absolutely smashing it. Cafeteria, getting a bit of a delay. Cafeteria is an even better word. I think in a supermarket that'd be more often than not what you call it. I hope you can't hear the squeaky chair change from the noise of the birds, I think that you normally get in these videos. Again, I think there's maybe a bit too long of a delay to do it in the chat, but do please keep putting it in. Cafeteria is an absolutely great word. That's even better than cafe. I think that's probably more accurate for what you call it in a supermarket. So that is, of course, the car park where you would park your car when you go to the supermarket. Exactly. So this one, there are a few different words you could call this one. At its most basic, I suppose you'd just call it a bag. But I suppose you could also call it a shopping bag or maybe a carrier bag. Now, I would normally think of a carrier bag as like a flimsy sort of single-use plastic one. Probably call that one like a reusable bag or a tote bag. But yeah, that's just a bag. Like I say, tote bag, reusable bag, whatever. Okay, on to the next one. Now, this one, along a sort of similar vein as the shopping basket, it's something that put your shopping in as you go around the supermarket. But you push it around, you can get way more stuff in this one. So, any clues, any ideas about what that one might be? I don't think that one's in alphabetical order. It all got a bit muddled up by the end because I tried to put them, sort of group them with stuff that's kind of vaguely sensible. Maybe not. So, I'll give you a second to type it because, like I said, I don't know if I can see the chat sort of instantly. That is, of course, a shopping trolley. So, yeah, trolley. Great. Now, there's a few things going on here, and it kind of relates to what we're going to be doing with a little task later that I've got set up for you all. But I think the main thing is that I would like you to focus on the job that the woman in the photo is doing. Now, there's maybe a few different words that you could call it. You can maybe call them a cashier or checkout worker or checkout operator or I guess that'd be probably all the things you could call it. There's a few different names for that, but also you can see a whole lot of few different things. I guess more generally, oh, for God's sake, sorry, my emails just keeps pinging up and getting in the way. Don't know why it does this. Oh, I'll just I do apologise. Just keep that up in another window. So hopefully that's not been too. What is going on? What's going on? What's going on? Hopefully that's resolved the problem. Right, do apologise. So, like I said, there's a few things going on in that photo, but the main thing is a cashier. Now, what do you think? This is a kind of more general thing. Again, there's loads of different words you could use for this. Most commonly, I suppose you'd probably call it checkout. But what other words are there for it? Yeah, I guess checkout would be the main one. I did have another one in my head. I'm sure it'll come back to me, but I'll let you know. Sorry, I've got too many things on the screen at once. I've not got all the notes. But yeah, you'd call that one a checkout or... Anyway, yeah, checkout. Now this one, the next one, is a bit more specific. Now you often find these more and more in supermarkets. And this one also has the words checkout, but this one more specifically is a self-checkout. Now this is where you go and you don't have a cashier or a checkout worker to pack your shopping and scan it all through for you. You've got to do it yourself. So that's why it's called a self-checkout. Okie doke. Now, okie doke. So on this section of the pictures, we've got a few different kind of areas, sections of the supermarket that you might see. Now, all of these, I suppose, are based on specific shops that you would have got in a market, back in the day, or, even now in a market. So they all refer to specific different types of shop, but also in a supermarket, this is what you call the sections that sell these things. So, give you a clue with this one. I don't know if you want to guess in the chat for this one what section you might call this, but in America, what they call pastries and cakes and stuff is baked goods. So I don't know if you want to have a guess of what section of the supermarket might sell baked goods, or, like I say, breads, pastries, cakes. They're called baked goods because they're baked often in shop. Cookies, pastries, all sorts of lovely, delicious food. I'll give you just a second to have a think what that might be called. Again, you can often find these in markets just selling specifically these. The person that works at them would be called a baker. So all of those different bake words, what do you think might be called? That specific section of the supermarket might be called. Give you a second to guess. There is called a bakery. Okie doke. Now this one, this is where they sell the meat. This one's probably a bit trickier if you don't know it. I'm not sure you'd necessarily be able to get it from what they sell, but this section sells all the meat. So if in this section of the supermarket, you'd often find, burgers, different, steaks, chicken, all sorts of things selling the meat, but not necessarily the cooked meat. This is more the uncooked meat that you'd cook yourself. So you wouldn't necessarily get sort of ham or stuff like that in this section. This refers to the uncooked meat. Okay, so that is called the butcher. The butchery section. Yeah, just the butcher, I suppose, would be the best word to describe it. So we've had baker, butcher. Now on to the next section. Now this word is maybe a bit more uncommon in the supermarket. This would generally be talking about an actual shop that's dedicated to just the selling of vegetables. Okay, again, I'm not sure you'd necessarily be able to get this one if you didn't know it, but this one's for maybe the more advanced learners out there that knew a lot of the other supermarket words. Someone that sells vegetables in a supermarket, or the section in the supermarket that sells vegetables, might be called a greengrocer. Now that is the job. You could be a greengrocer if you sell vegetables, but also the section of the supermarket is called the greengrocer, which I guess is where the term groceries comes from. I'm not sure. Okie doke. Now, this is another quite tricky one. I think it's from a French word, but why I specifically said about the butcher selling uncooked meat, because in this section would be where you'd find all the different types of ham, but also like other cooked meat, chorizo, whatever. You've got cheese, olives, maybe different types of bread, all sorts of things. Like maybe the type of stuff you'd maybe have in a picnic. Now, this word, I'll give you a clue, begins with a D. I'm not sure you'd necessarily get it if you didn't know it already, but it's a really great word for anyone that likes food out there, like I do. This is called a deli. Yeah, like I say, you get all different. This is what you get: your cheese, you get your cooked meat, you get olives, you get just everything that's delicious. Then you can definitely find it at a deli. Okie doke. Now this, not that many supermarkets have it unless they're like a really big one, but they will often have a section that sells flowers, cut flowers. Now I've not actually got a picture of it in the presentation because I've only just thought about it now. Actually, specifically, this is talking about cut flowers, where you would go to get flowers that you would plant in the garden. You would go to a garden centre because that's talking about the garden, but this is talking about more the flowers that you put in a vase in some water and you'd have in your own house. Now, like I say, not actually that many supermarkets would tend to have one of these sections, but some do. The larger ones might do. Okay, so it is called they sell flowers, so it's called a florist. Florist, Florist. Maybe I should be typing some of these in just so you can check them all out. So florist. There we go. So someone that sells flowers. Okay, where have we got? Now, this is a more basic word, but I just thought it'd be important to note kind of for the next section as much as anything. But this is kind of the entrance and exit, and in the entrance and exit of a lot of supermarkets, you don't have to open and close the doors yourself. They often have automatic doors that just open and close as you walk through them. So I just thought, not necessarily just for supermarkets, but that is a word that's maybe handy to know. Automatic doors. Just, nothing more really to say about that one. Okay, back to the sections of the supermarket. I think I've got my PowerPoint all in a rubbish order, really. But what we have here is someone that sells medicine. A lot of supermarkets have these, but again, they have their own specific shops. So it's someone that where you go and you could buy medicine, but also you can get medical advice. The people that work in these places are trained professionals, and it's really good to know if you need some medical advice. Then you can always go to this place and ask if you've got any sort of minor medical problems that you don't need to go to the doctors or the hospital too, you can ask the pharmacist or the chemist at the pharmacy/chemist. And I'm not sure which is like the English or American word. I think you can use them kind of interchangeably. But yeah, pharmacy or chemist, you can go get your prescriptions, which is like a note that a doctor gives you when you've got to get a certain type of medicine, or you can just buy other types of medicine or other stuff as well. So like, I mean, at the moment, hand sanitizer, I don't know if that's still in like short supply, but you can buy that from the pharmacist/chemist. But also, like I say, not everyone knows that you can get medical advice from the people that work in the pharmacy or the chemist. But yeah, like I say, that's really great. So you don't have to go to the hospital or the doctor or whatever. You can just go to the pharmacy or the chemist, and you can talk to the pharmacist or the chemist and get some sort of medical advice, kind of general stuff. That's really great to know. Now, especially at the moment, one thing that you're going to be having to do a lot of at supermarkets and kind of everywhere really, and I seem to think that I've had this word before in one of my lessons, so if any of you have been watching them sort of every week, then you might be familiar with this one, and it's something that people abroad say that English people really love doing, and that is queuing, which is obviously forming like a row of people to get into somewhere, like especially supermarkets at the moment, but just sort of everywhere, you know. Okie doke. Now this is a good one. Now, what do you think these might be called from the pictures? These are meals that you get like pre-prepared, and you put them in like the oven or the microwave, and they're just ready to eat. You get all the different bits within them. They're like pre-made food, sort of. So I think the examples here, you've got a beef stroganoff and looks like different paellas and lasagna and, you know, cottage pie. They're pretty standard of these things. They're called ready meals, like ready-made meals, but you just call them ready meals. So that'd be something if you went to the supermarket and, you know, said, "Oh, where are the ready meals?" And then the man might say, "Oh, or a woman, worker might say, "Oh, they're in aisle 5, whatever." And you go, "Find them." They might actually say that they're in the fridge or freezer aisle, which is just where like the fridge, which is where things are kept cool, or the freezers are, which is where things are kept frozen are. So that's another thing that's probably worth being aware of when you're talking about different aisles, that they might say the freezer or the fridge section, or refrigerated or whatever. Now this is something that you get after you have been to the checkout and paid. Till, that is the flipping word I couldn't think of before. Another word for checkout is till. But yeah, after you've been to the checkout and paid, then you get one of these, and it shows on all the different things you've bought, and it's called, give you a second to have a guess if you know it. Okay, that is called a receipt. Okay, that's just something to be aware of, something that you get in supermarkets and kind of every shop really, is a receipt. Okie doke. Now, someone that might work at a supermarket, but you know, also might work sort of anywhere really, find these in all sorts of different jobs, in pubs and, you know, nightclubs. Not every supermarket has one of these, but certainly some do. There are security guards. Okay, so that's someone who like keeps an eye on everything, make sure nothing's being stolen or whatever, you know, I don't know. Okie doke. And this, I think, is the last picture. No, it's not. Is the another person who would work at a supermarket, and it's someone really important job, make sure that all of the shelves are filled with stuff, and they're called a shelf stacker. Job a lot of people get, you know, 16 or whatever, first job, then you go and stack the shelves in the local supermarket. So that's what this young chap is doing here. He is a shelf stacker. Okie doke. Now, one thing a shelf stacker might wear, or indeed anyone that probably works in a supermarket, is a little name badge. Has your name on it. You wear it on your apron or whatever. A name badge, and it just lets you know, people, customers know what your name is. So that's just a badge, name badge, whatever. These are shelves. The thing that the shelf stacker would put the tins on or whatever. Okey-doke. Customers, so they're the people that go into the supermarket to buy stuff. If you're not working in a supermarket and you go in to do your shopping, then you are a customer at that supermarket. Something that a shelf stacker, or again general supermarket worker, might wear would be get readjusted to the camera. Coming, poor Freddy. Is an apron. Now you wear that to protect your uniform or whatever, but the word for that is apron. I also heard people call it a pinny. that's what my grandma calls it. So if you hear that, then don't be confused, but you probably won't. Okie doke. Now, right, so on to the next little challenge. Is everyone still watching? Yeah, guys, right, okie doke. So this is the next. I'll do put in the chat if that's way too small and you can't read it. Or maybe actually swap those round for the minute. So I'll make that one. Sorry about this, guys. Hopefully this works. This should hopefully just get me in the corner and make that even bigger. I'll just do this sort of temporarily because I think it's better if you guys can see me probably, but for the sake of just this little exercise, I'll maybe just put myself up in the corner. Okie doke. So where are we? Got it all squared up. Move myself out of the way. Now, put a thumbs up in the chat or whatever if that looks hopefully all right to me on my little screen. I think all the words are kind of legible. So on the right, we've got some nouns. So just get. Where are we? Got my little plan. This lesson is from the British Council. I will. I'll put a link in the chat if you want to go and have a look at the website yourself. I think that should just take you directly to the worksheet. Sorry, that word was escaping me there. That's actually just a bit of a tip while I can't find my words. If you ever can't find a word, it's not a big deal. You just got to sort of carry on and try and work it out, because even as someone, I only speak English. It's my only language, and I'll move a bit more into the centre. I only speak English. It's my only language, and I've been speaking it literally all my life. I quite regularly can't think of the right word. So if you can't think of a word ever, or if you're struggling, then just don't worry about it. Because like I say, I've lived here forever and I can barely string a sentence together a lot of the time. So please find some comfort in that. It's really, it's not a big deal. The whole point of these is just to, maybe take your English up to that next level. Okie doke. So on to this little challenge. What have I got? So adjectives on the left are words that describe nouns. So in this example, you can have a big supermarket or a small shop or a heavy basket. When you are describing a picture, like we're going to get onto later, you can use adjectives to make your description more interesting. So instead of just saying, in the picture there is a man in a shop, you could say there is a tall man with a beard, with a dark beard, in a large shop, or whatever. Just basic examples. But I think if you go back to some of my lessons, and I guess a lot of the other lessons on the page, a lot of people will be talking about different adjectives that you can use. If any of you are interested in me doing more of that, I absolutely love different adjectives, because I think they can add so much, flavour to an otherwise boring sentence. So if you'd like me to do some more on adjectives that you can use, then do. Oh, hello, Maggie. That's welcome to the video. Hello. Hi, I'm Tom. If this is your first time watching, so many people talking in the chat today. It's absolutely brilliant. So today we're just talking about supermarkets and stuff, and we're going to be doing some describing pictures. I don't know if you can skip back. I don't know, probably not. It doesn't matter anyway. But but we've just been doing some vocabulary to do with supermarkets, and now we're on to this section where we're talking about adjectives and nouns for. Ultimately, what we're going to be doing is describing a picture later on. So, what have we got? So, what the challenge of this this one is the adjectives and the nouns that they go along with are all mixed up. So, hopefully, either if you've just joined the stream, you know what all the nouns are. If you can skip back, I'm not sure if you can or whatever, or how it works really. Then that's what they're great about. I suppose I'll give a brief sort of summary of them. Also, the nouns are badges, something you wear with your name on. Shelves are stuff that you put the tins on or whatever. Customers are the people that go and buy things in the shop. A till is where you go to pay for your items that you've chosen in the shop. Trolley is it's like a big sort of basket on wheels, basically, that you put all your shopping in as you're going around the supermarket, and you sort of push it around. A shop assistant is just someone who worked in the shop. A bag is just a thing that you carry your shopping in, and an apron is something that you might wear if you work in a shop. Now, the nouns, the adjectives even, sorry. So, the first one, where are we? Okie doke. So, happy. Now, happy, it's just if you're feeling positive, upbeat. No, happy. Now, which noun do you think that happy might actually describe here? So now happy normally would refer to a person. I mean, you can kind of have happy objects, but I think in this case, let's stick to it being describing a person. So I guess here it could most likely be talking about it's a tricky one. So I guess it could be happy customers. I think actually that's probably the most likely. Yeah, let's say so. Happy customers. So that's someone who goes into the supermarket and is really pleased with what goes on there. They maybe have great service, or they've got everything that they need, or a good sale on or something. So you always want to be a happy customer. Let's have a slurp of the tea. Now, next one, a shopping. I think I may have given this one away actually earlier. I think this might be what I actually called it when I was going through the list of nouns, of pictures. But a shopping trolley is what is what you might call just a trolley, shopping trolley. A helpful. Now I think which one might this one go with? Again, if you're watching in live, feel free to put it in the chat which one you think what the pairs are, and if you're watching on the video itself, feel free to put it in the comments. I think a helpful shop assistant might go together. Someone that's really helpful and would hopefully lead to happy customers. A blue. I think this one might be a blue. Give me a second to guess. Apron. Oh, actually, now I think about it, I think this might actually be. Never mind. Sorry, getting ahead of myself. A blue, probably apron. I think this one would be wooden. I think this one might go with badge. Wooden badge. A busy. Maybe till. It's a tricky one. This one, busy. I mean, this is. I think this is maybe the point of it is that if you've got a sort of handful of adjectives that you know really well, you can often use them in a lot of different situations. So that's really great. If you're wanting to take your English speaking up maybe to just that next level, then I think a really great place you could start would be to try and get a whole range of new adjectives that you could use on a whole loads of different words, because I think it really makes you sound that much more native, if that's what you're going for, or just your English is really developed and it helps you kind of express yourself in a way that you maybe only can do at the moment in your own language. So adjectives are really great. A busy, I've done that one. A plastic or paper bag, I think that one goes with. Often in supermarkets, not so much nowadays, but a few years ago, you had to start charging 5p for them. But carrier bags, now a lot of people certainly taking their own reusable bags like we had before, tote bags or whatever, which is really brilliant. And the last one, a name badge. So hang on, what? Oh, wooden shelves. Yeah, wooden shelves and a name badge. God, can't even do my own flipping exercise that I found. Okie doke, so that just, I think, shows, hopefully, that adjectives are great. Now, okie doke, so on to the sort of next section, but carrying on with a lot of the same words. What I want you guys to have a think about is have a look at this picture. I will. What I'm going to do is actually swap myself back around, so I will go big again and make the picture small again. Hopefully, sorry, but just trying to get this. Just try and get this all squared up. Where are we? Oh, flipping heck. So while I'm prattling about with this, if you want to have a look at the picture while it's in big mode, and then here we are, me again. And I'll make the picture just a bit smaller again. Excellent. So I'll move myself. It's tricky to work out what's going on actually, because that wants to be in front. Tricky to work out what's going on because it's all reversed. So if you watch me not knowing which direction to go, then that's why. Just check the chat. Hello. No. Right. Okie doke. So where are we? Describing this picture. So when you describe a picture, a good way to start is to say this is a picture of. Then you can go on to some more information about it. You can say how many people are in the picture, what clothes they're wearing, and maybe how they look like they might be feeling. So happy, sad, angry, whatever. What are the people doing? What do they say? Where are they placed in the picture? There are just so many options you've got when potentially describing any picture. Okie doke, so, right. So, got this whole thing confused, I think. So, what I'm going to do actually is I'm going to edit this PowerPoint on the fly. So, oh no, I did take a picture of this. Right, what I'm going to do, I've got some words here. Can you see those words? I'm not sure if you necessarily could. Right, okay, well I'll read out the words just so you're aware what they all are. I'll just check my little live streaming. Oh, it's not pinged up on the stream yet. Hopefully you can. Oh, do please put in the chat if the words are too small for you to actually read. I'll read them out now, so hopefully it shouldn't be too much for an issue. So what we're going to be doing is like a gap fill exercise. So I've got a bit of a sort of description of this picture that I'm going to read out. And I'd like you to maybe have a think of which word might be appropriate in each place. So the words we've got are shopping, paper, happy, shelves, blue, busy, customers, badge, bags, shop assistant, till. I think hopefully I've gone over all those words in the lesson so far, but if there's any in there that you don't know, again put in the chat. Put in the chat, and then I'll obviously go just quickly over. over the word. Parched today. Right, so shopping, paper, happy, shelves, blue, busy, customers, badge, bags, shop assistant, and till. Okay, so the first sentence, take a good look at the picture and think, this is a picture of a supermarket. Like I said, it started off with, this is a picture of, which is a really great little phrase to use if ever you're having to describe a picture or a photograph. This is a picture of, there we are, put that in the chat. Now that's really great phrase to use if you're having to describe a picture. Now, this is a picture of a supermarket. The till is very blank today. Now, which of those the words that are on screen do you think might go there? Shopping, paper, happy. No, they don't sound right. Shelves, blue, busy. Yeah, it might be one of those. Customers, badge, bags, shop assistant, or till. I'll give you a second to think about it. But the till is very blank today. I think if I was having to guess, I would say that the till is very busy today. Like, there's a lot of people at the till. The shop assistant looks, quite rushed off his feet. He's scanning a packet of sweets or something. People all over the place. Okay, there are 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Blank in the picture. No, there isn't. 4. Oh, no, there is. Sorry. There are 4. Give you a second to have a look over it and have a guess. 4 customers in the picture. Okay, I thought it was going to say 4 people, but it is 4 customers. There's the 2 older women and the 2 girls. And obviously the customer assistant isn't a customer. So there are 4 customers in the picture. A woman and her daughter are standing behind a blank trolley. Now again, I've had this one a couple of times, but I'll give you a few seconds just to have a think about what you think it might be. The woman and her daughter are standing behind a shopping trolley. Okey-doke. You could just say trolley. That one doesn't necessarily add that much extra information. If you were wanting to add a bit of extra information, that you can maybe say the woman and her daughter, I'll move that picture words out of the way, are standing behind a full trolley, maybe. But that's, not necessarily the point. They are smiling and look blank. Now, saying that when you're describing a picture, you could try and have a think how the people in the picture look like they might be feeling. Shopping, paper, happy, shelves, blue, busy. What do you think that one might be? I would say that they are smiling and look happy. Okie doke. There is a blank bag in the shopping trolley. Okay, move that out of the way because you can't see what's going on. What type of bag can you see in the trolley? Is it a plastic bag? No, it's not. It's not a reusable bag. It's not a tote bag. It is a paper bag. Okie doke. Put those words back there. Where are we getting on? Okie doke. There is a paper bag in the shopping trolley. The helpful blank is working at the till. What do you think that one might be? The person who works there, what's his job called? The helpful shop assistant, I think I would say that. Or maybe cashier, or there's a few different words, but for this example, shop assistant is working at the till. He's wearing a blank apron and a name blank. Now, I've covered this one a few times. How would you describe his apron? Most say happy apron. It's definitely not made out of paper. I think the word that you would maybe go for there, give you another second, is blue. He's wearing a blue apron and a name. What do we think? A name. Bags? No, a name badge. Brilliant. Okie doke. Another woman is paying for her shopping at the. Now, what is the shop assistant standing behind? It's not a self checkout. It's just a regular checkout or till is the word they've gone for here. There are some blank bags at the end of the till to pack away the shopping. There's bags. There are some. Oh, shopping bags. Blue, busy, full. Customers. I'm not sure. There are some. Some shopping bags, paper bags. I don't know. There are some wooden blank behind the till. What do we think that one might be? Okay, there are some wooden, I think, shelves. Are they wooden? Yeah, I think so. Okay, right. So hopefully that one okay. Just got a couple of minutes left now. So again, take a good look at that picture. I'm going to ask you some just final questions about it just before we go. So just to show you how much information you can get from a picture. Now the answer to these are true or false. So should be a fairly quick one to just zip through in the last sort of couple of minutes. Okay, so true or false? Is this, sorry, this is a picture of a supermarket. Is that true or false? I think that's a fairly easy one. That's definitely true. The till is very busy today. Is that true or false? Again, feel free to put in the comments what you maybe think. The till is very busy today. I think that one is definitely true. The shop assistant is wearing a name badge. Now, if you look closely at what's pinned onto the gentleman's apron, that one's true as well. He is wearing a name badge. The customers are very helpful. Well, that's a tricky one. I think you wouldn't normally necessarily say that the customers are helpful, so I don't know if the intention was that one was false, but I think maybe you can definitely be helpful as a customer. So if you're, maybe you pack away your own shopping, or if you're polite and you make life easy for the shop assistant, I think you could definitely be helpful as a customer. So I think we'll go, they look happy, they look polite, maybe they pack their own shopping. Do you know what? I think I'm going to say yes, that one's true. Hopefully the customers are helpful. I mean, I might be wrong. I don't think that was the intention of that question. I think what the intention of that question was to say false. The shop assistant is very helpful, but let's imagine that the customers are helpful as well to the shop assistant, because you want to make their life as easy as possible, of course. The customers are wearing a blue apron. Now this one's a bit of a simpler one. That one is absolutely false. The shop assistant is wearing a blue apron and the customers are wearing variously, green top, blue t-shirt, all sorts of different things that aren't a blue apron. Absolutely not. In the shopping trolley, there is a plastic bag. What do you think about this one? Is there a bag in the trolley? Yes, there is. Is it a plastic bag? No, it's not. It's a paper bag, so that one is false. Okie doke. The customers are happy. I think we can say that one's true. Look, she's got a big smile on her face. Both of them. I think that's definitely true. Behind the till, there are plastic shelves. No. I don't know if I've got the right picture here because I can't really see actually behind the till. But I think that there may be wooden shelves, so that one's false. At the end of the till, there are plastic bags to pack away your shopping. Final one. Now that is true. Okie doke. That's all we've got for today then. Got 5 minutes too. I hope you all enjoyed the lesson this week. I'll just hang around for an extra minute, see if you've got any other questions about supermarkets or shopping or whatever. Anyone still watching? No, it's not still watching. I'll not bother then. Okay, well, thank you very much for watching. If you're watching the video, do feel free to leave a comment saying if it was good or bad, if it was anything you'd want to improve or whatever, or if you've enjoyed it. Either way, thank you very much indeed for watching. It's been a pleasure as ever. I hope you all have a nice week, and I will see you next week. Okie doke. Right, brilliant. Bye now.